So in my most recent video, I talked about why I didn't like the 5-color color combination within Magic and Commander. I cited 3 reasons why I didn't really like the color combo. The fact that it didn't really have a solid identity, it kind of stifled creativity, and usually breaks the budget. Bouncing off of that idea, I want to talk about why I personally believe that 3 color combinations are actually some of the best and most creative color combos that are out there, as well as talking about some of my favorite of these combos and some decks that I've made with them. So let's talk about it. I think that 3 colors follows all 3 of those criteria that I was looking for in my previous 5-color video. I believe that each color combo has its clear identity and game plan of what it wants to do. I think that you can be very creative and quite flexible with how you approach that game plan. And I think for the most part, you can have a wide range of budgets within those color combos. I think because 3 colors is not as one note as 1 color and not kind of overloaded like 5 colors, you get a solid middle ground of a color combo that has very clear intentions of what it wants to do, but is also very lacking in 2 areas because of the 2 colors that it's missing. If you've watched any color philosophy videos on YouTube, as I have, you probably get addicted and you've probably seen the entire color pie. I've always found the 3 colors the most interesting because this is how it usually pairs up. You have either 3 allied color pairs, or you have 2 allied color pairs matched with their exact opposite color. This always creates an interesting dynamic, as you can see how 3 allied color pairs truly do work really well together, and you can see how you might approach something where you have those 2 allied color pairs that work really well together, and they have to somehow make a cohesive deck with their opposite color. Because of that, I think that every single 3-color combo has a very unique take on the game of Magic, and I think it always ends up with interesting gameplay. You don't have 2 little colors, so you're a bit more broad in what you can do, but you don't have so many colors that you lack an identity altogether. I think it's quite the perfect middle ground. Even when you look at the 3-color combinations that do share 2 colors at once, each of those color combos approach the game so differently because you're usually choosing colors from opposite sides of the spectrum. Let's take Grixis versus Jund. Grixis is more of an artifact-based strategy with lots of ways to use spells to drain your opponents of life. They often like to steal other creatures and kind of scam the whole board. You'll see a lot of pirates, demons, zombies, wizards, and artificers in this color combo. A lot of the times, these colors have so much value just packed into them that you will see lots of just Grixis good stuff decks because of the card quality of these 3 colors. Because you're mostly reliant on spells or really powerful cards, the commanders in this pair are packed with value, and they each usually have their own unique strategy that they like to follow. I'm personally not a fan of Grixis, but I can see how powerful it is. Now, if we switch over to a color combo like Jund, we keep the speed of black-red, and we switch our focus from more spells and passive damage to more of a creature theme. A lot of the power that comes from that red-black sacrifice combo is now put onto the creatures rather than maybe artifacts or spells. And the speed is still there, just translated into a totally different form of speed, which is creatures. I personally find Jund a lot more fun and interesting, just because I really do prefer creatures over spells. I've always found Grixis to be a very hard color combo to play, and I have always found that Jund is a lot more fun and approachable for someone like me. So you can see how even though a color combo can share 2/3 of its identity with another, that 1/3 plays a huge role in how it actually approaches the game, making each 3-color combination very unique from one another. So now that we've talked about why I think that 3 colors is the perfect amount of colors for any given deck, let me talk about why Naya is my favorite out of these. Naya, similar to Jund, shares red and green. This means that they want to go fast, they want to have creatures, and they kind of want to go big. However, substituting black for white means that you have a lot more strategy on going wide rather than probably sacrificing your creatures. Going wide, going big, and going fast. This is an amazing combo and amazing game plan that I really like to play with. Because I prefer making a board state and having creatures that I can interact with other people with, and because I love the combat mechanics in this game, having a board-based wide creature deck is just the right strategy for me. On the flip side, another combo that I really like is Sultai. With green and blue, you're a little bit slower than something like Naya, but you can kind of retain the speed and the power because you're adding black to it. Simic is already a really powerful color combination, and adding black to it definitely adds a lot of speed and power. I like Sultai a lot, and the way I like to play Sultai is still by having a creature-centric game plan and using the powerful card advantage of blue and the powerful sacrificing and aristocrats effects of black to be able to play almost a little bit of solitaire. To me, I think Sultai is a bit more of a fun Bant color, if you know what I'm saying. So now I'm going to talk about decks that I think really represent these color combos well. First, we'll start with Sultai. For Sultai, Zimone and Dina really pique my interest. Having a landfall strategy that uses creatures in order to further your game plan is a very interesting mechanic. Add the sub-theme of drawing your second card each turn can turn into a very fun gameplay loop. Essentially what this deck is trying to do, get plenty of landfall triggers and make a board state on your way to 8 mana. Then once you're at 8 mana, you can cast Zimone and Dina and start looping quite a bit. You can add plenty of untapped creatures that allow you to use Zimone and Dina's ability multiple times. You run plenty of lands, and you're able to just kind of loop through and draw your whole deck and make an entire board state of creatures, thanks to those landfall triggers. I think it's a really fun and unique way of approaching a landfall deck that most other landfall decks don't have to really worry about. And moving on to my favorite Naya commander, we have Jetmir, Nexus of Rebels. Jetmir has been a deck that I have tried to solve so much. I can't tell you how many decks of Jetmir I've made just for them to end up being trash. I tried playing him as a stacks commander. I tried playing him as just a huge token creator. I tried playing him with small unblockable creatures. I've tried so many ways of playing Jetmir, and they haven't seemed to work. Until recently. With a very optimized way of approaching deck building, I found ways where you can kind of combine token makers as well as protection into the entire deck so that once you do cast Jetmir, you're able to tap out and swing with a very wide board very early on. It's an extremely fast aggro deck that follows a strict mana curve that can win the game super fast. You have cards like Kranko and Animpakal that are some of the all-stars in the deck that help you get wide as fast as you need to. So by the time you do take Jetmir out, you can ensure that you can take out 1 to even 2 players at a time. It's been a super fun deck to make, and I'm excited about the fact that I finally have solved this commander, since I've been interested in him so long. Going back to the entire color philosophy, and why I think 3 colors is the best, I think Jetmir embodies what Naya wants to do the best. He really only cares about going wide and going big. Because of this, he is a Naya superstar. So, do you agree? Do you think that 3 colors is the best? Or are you more of a 2 color kind of person? Do you like the simplicity of mono colors? Or was I wrong in the first place and is 5 colors the best? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.